Hi, my name is David, and I've been a professed secular Franciscan for 14 years, and I belong to the St. Louis the King fraternity in White Lake, Michigan, which is about 30 miles north of Detroit. And it's an interesting story how I came across the secular Franciscans. So, my confirmation saint was St. Francis, and after confirmation, I probably didn't give a whole lot of thought to Francis. And one day, I, I felt God was calling me to something more in the church. And I was sitting in my office at work and I typed into Google the word vocation, just a one word, and I hit enter. And the first thing that came up in the search string was Divine Mercy Region Secular Franciscan Order, Michigan, Northern Ohio. And I thought, well, that's interesting. St. Francis. Oh, I know who Franciscans are. So I clicked on it, and it had a name of the regional minister, and I called up the number, and she pointed me to the White Lake fraternity, a group that met near where I lived. So that's how I came to discover the secular Franciscan order. Until that time, I had no idea what a third order was. And so I went to the meeting, and at the time there was 8 or 10 what I perceived to be very spiritual, holy, simple, humble, joyful people. And I just felt very at home with these people, and they welcomed me in. And so I went through, at the time they wanted 18 months of formation, but I ended up going 3 years before I thought I could make a lifetime commitment to the way of life. Um, so it was, I kind of look at that now. If I ever since then, if I type the word vocation into Google, you can't find Divine Mercy Regional Secular Franciscan Order. So I really believe it was the work of the Holy Spirit leading me at that time, at that moment, to the Secular Franciscan Order. So that's how I came to discover the order. Um, the most important moment of my secular Franciscan vocation, a lot of people would probably default and say it was their profession. I don't know that that was the most important um, time of my, it's certainly an important part of the journey, but I think the thing that really deepened my vocation the most was 4 years ago. I went to a regional meeting in the place of my minister, because and it was in a chapter of elections, and I got nominated to be the regional vice minister. And I thought, oh, vice minister, that's the job that doesn't have to do anything unless the minister's absent. So I said, why not? I can do that. And so I went to this meeting with no intention of being nominated or elected to the regional council, and I got elected to the regional vice minister. And then they gave me the job duties, one of which was go visit all the fraternities and facilitate the elections. And why I say that was the most important moment was because until that time, I'd gone to a couple of regional events, but my exposure to the order was my local fraternity. And now 4 years, so 1 year as a regional minister, 4 years as a vice minister, I've visited all 27 fraternities in my region, and it's given me such a deeper sense of the vocation of who the secular Franciscans are, to go see that we all profess the same rule, and every fraternity has its own personality. They live the same rule in different ways, and there's joyful, growing, just great people. And it's really given me the exposure of the more truer sense of the order being larger than just the local fraternity. So I would say, getting that election was probably the most important moment of my vocation.